Good evening, everyone. Some breaking news this just past hour or so. The Abilene High all-time leading rusher Abram Smith has made his commitment today. Jerry Jones saying today there is a timetable for a resolution to the Tony Romo saga, that being training camp. To celebrate a special watch party taking place, that's where we find our own Evan Nimick standing by live from the Money Student Recreation and Wellness Center. Evan, take it away, my friend. Survived the week. Has this bracket totally gone to shreds? Well, tonight things definitely getting interesting as the first round wraps up of the NCAA tournament to leave Saints quarterback Drew Brees without a target. They traded a 5-yard penalty for time off the clock. That's done. But you can't talk about their recent success without mentioning Breckenridge native Caleb Spoon, who didn't even know about the game of basketball just 8 short years ago. But it's when those lessons transfer off the playing field that makes it truly worthwhile. Evan Nimick has the story of one ACU student athlete who's done just that with an impact that's gaining some attention. A remarkable 13-win season cut too short, and the Dallas Cowboys only left to reflect. Well, it's win or go home. Texas high school girls basketball playoffs getting underway this wet and dreary Monday. Evan Nimick alongside me, and Evan, boy, our big country teams today putting on really impressive performances, causing many of you to call in sick to work, maybe not be as efficient and spend way too much time bragging about your bracket. Conference play heating up all across the state. Baylor making a case to be atop the national rankings next week. Here's why. Well, the countdown continues until divisional weekend in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys. A big area of concern is containing one of the hottest quarterbacks this season. No one wants to play Aaron Rodgers right now. Inside Cooper High School this morning as an NFL Super Bowl champ was honored by his high school roots. Early noon game against a big-time opponent in West Orange Stark. It was a fantastic crowd here as the Mustangs go for a state title for the first time in 31 years. And guess what? The Eagles, not surprisingly, on top early here as the first quarter gets ready to wrap up. A quick score from Quayshawn Washington from Peyton Killam, and then Abram Smith took it all the way for a touchdown. And as I mentioned, a lot of Class 3A fans will want to keep note of that Clyde and Coleman battle at Hufford Stadium. Clyde was called last week due to weather, so we'll see if a week off pays any dividends for a Bulldog team going up against a talented Bryson Hammonds and a stellar Blue Cat defense.
Chris, a big night for high school football, and you've been busy.
Yes, I've been running around this station like a chicken with its head cut off. Coming up next, a big day for football right here in the big country. 2 teams punching state finals tickets tonight. We'll take you out to Waco as well as Birdville, Wiley, Sweetwater, and all the highlights next.
Now sports with KTXS Sports Director Chris Wilner.
Good evening, everyone. Well, we'll start in baseball. A makeup contest from yesterday. McMurray Warhawks in a non-conference tilt with Texas Wesleyan, who stayed an extra night to stick around. This one would eventually go down to the wire, but early it was a defensive struggle. Top of the second inning, 2 outs for the Rams. Alex Gudak. Rockets one that's caught in the mound by Mike Gonzalez, an easy toss ending the frame. Then bottom of the second, 2 on for the Warhawks. Blaine McCray can't get enough juice on it. Rams turn the 6-4-3 double play to end this inning. So we go to the third, and this is where it breaks open. A sac fly made it 1-0 Rams. Then runner at third, Luis Roman, lines one to the gap and right, and in comes another run. But the Warhawks rally, and in the bottom of the ninth, Jordan Specs, 2-run single wins it as McMurray gets it done 5-4. On the road in Waco, ACU softball facing the 14th ranked team in the nation. Baylor shutting out the Wildcats 6-0. ACU back in action at home of the series against A&M Corpus Christi beginning on Friday night. In the NBA tonight, Mavs led late, but they can't get the game-tying 3-pointer by Matthews as the New Orleans Pelicans survive as the Spurs led 23-3. Yes, that was correct, against the Golden State Warriors. Currently, though, they trail in the 4th quarter. Jerry Jones saying today there is a timetable for a resolution to the Tony Romo saga, that being training camp. It's a move that doesn't make much sense after agreeing to release him back on March 9th. Now it could be as late as mid-July. If the delay is an attempt to strike trade discussions, it's not really working. No team's interested. And with the offseason program beginning coming up April 17th, Romo, if he decides to work out, could get injured, locking the Cowboys into his $14 million salary. Jerry Jones did say today things with Romo were progressing. NFL owners meetings concluding on a full day earlier actually than expected. With it, a few approved rule changes to keep note for you this offseason. The first rule, you can no longer leap over the line of scrimmage to block a field goal or extra point. There were 3 of those this year, but a precaution to prevent injury. Key reasoning behind getting rid of it. The next rule, teams will now be penalized 15 yards and the game clock will be restored if they commit multiple fouls on the same play in an effort to manipulate the game clock. Now, if you remember, the 49ers committed defensive holding on every New Orleans Saints receiver at the end of a ball game to leave Saints quarterback Drew Brees without a target. They traded a 5-yard penalty for time off the clock. That's done. Referees are now encouraged to use their authority to eject players who commit ridiculous hits on another opponent. A more point of emphasis than a rule, but the first-time offenders, well, they won't get off easy. And lastly, the final say on any challenges or reviews will also come from the New York Command Center and the Vice President of Officiating. Referees will participate in the conversation wearing headsets as well as a video tablet rather than that previously used sideline hood, which could shave up to 11 minutes per game. Those are just 4 of the possible 6 approved rules for the 2017 season. And new tonight, developments in the Oakland Raiders move to Las Vegas that could have them calling San Antonio home for a year or 2. League sources saying the Alamo Dome, a possible temporary home for the Raiders if the city of Oakland forces them to leave before the expected move to Las Vegas. Their stadium in Vegas won't be ready for a few more years. Raiders owner Mark Davis wants to stay in Oakland until then, but some city officials want the team to leave as soon as possible. So there could be a shakeup here to where we may have 3 NFL teams in the state of Texas.
They've got some bad blood in Oakland right now, don't they? They've leaving twice.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
There's no denying it. When a 14-time NASCAR most popular driver's in the room, safe to say people notice.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a great crowd.
The 2017 Texas Motor Speedway Media Day officially sold out as over 500 fans attended Gilley's in Dallas to catch a glimpse of their favorite driver. Dale making his return this season since missing 18 races in 2016 for concussion-like symptoms, a move that put the issue of head injuries in sports back in the forefront, and Junior is now helping others deal.
Every day is so frustrating, waiting and waiting and waiting and not really seeing the improvements you want to see. So, just give it some time, listen to the doctors and trust what they're telling you and understanding that it will improve.
Last year while recovering, Dale arrived as a spectator to TMS, but seemed to have forgotten which car he was driving. Your now wife Amy tweeted a video of you getting pulled over. Are you going to watch your speed a little bit now when you go to the racetrack?
Most definitely, yeah. I guess this little kind of machine he had was malfunctioning on him, but I don't think I'll get that lucky next time, so I'm definitely going to have to watch my speed.
But next weekend, it's full throttle to chasing a win at a track that produced his first. But it too has changed since. A complete off-season repaving, a new drainage system, and a reduction in the banking in turns 1 and 2 mean they're going in blind.
There's not been a race on this surface, and that really, so we're going to have to do all the work as a series to put down all this new rubber on the track and to really define a groove for the Speedway.
Weighing in as well, Verizon IndyCar driver and defending race winner Graham Rahal, the son of Indy 500 winner Bobby Rahal, who made history last season with the closest finish in the track's history, 8/1000th of a second.
And it was that close right there.
It's going to allow the Indy cars to go, maybe 4 or 5 wide in places. A lot of different, scenarios that could be happening here this year. But I would only expect racing to be even more competitive and closer than it has been in years past.
And we'll all find out beginning Friday, April 7th.
Because we are all pretty good.
There's no denying it. When the utensils are out, something special is taking place.
I have complete confidence in every shot. I believe it's going in. Half the time, I don't even think I go rebound. I'm holding the 3 in the air thinking it's going in.
That's because they usually do. Junior Caleb Spoon has become the all-time leading three-point shooter in a game and a season at Hardin-Simmons with 184 and counting. But while many think he's been working on his craft since the age of 5, it came quite later.
I moved to the States in the 7th grade after living in South Africa for 7.5 years. Never touched a basketball.
As a missionary student, life in South Africa was all about cricket and rugby. But after moving to the town of Breckenridge, it became clear why basketball took grip.
Basketball was the only sport I could do by myself because we moved during the summer and I had 0 friends. I mean, none. So it was nice just that it was just me, a ball, and a hoop.
Now Spoon ignites the crowd with his aerial assaults night after night. But he'll be the first to tell you it's not just about him.
My teammates have been awesome. I don't think I would get the shots I get without them being great. And even when I'm not making shots, they're encouraging me to take the next one.
and the next one, and the next one, all the way to the Sweet 16, where a constant reminder reveals what could be.
We look at this Final Four banner that the girls put up a couple years ago, and we want one really, really bad.
So like he's done since the 7th grade, Spoon will put his motto to work.
I don't want to go down looking or thinking that, man, I should have taken that shot. I want to give it everything I have, and I want to go down swinging.
He most certainly will tomorrow. KTXS will be there in Marietta, Ohio for the NCAA Sweet 16. Tip is 4 o'clock Central against the top seed Whitman. A chance to move on to Saturday. We'll have updates on social media as well as highlights and reaction right here on KTXS News at 6 and 10. And after watching Mark's forecast here, I'm a little jealous because it's supposed to snow while I'm there in Ohio.
Work sucks. I'm going racing.
This weekend, Lake Nasworthy in San Angelo turning into a proving ground with some of the fastest watercraft out there.
See two guys pushing each other big time.
He's got him. He's got him. He's got him.
Making the fun all about
speed.
But as in any Lucas Oil Drag Boat Racing Series event, fans flip about the main event.
The other ones are fast. Wait till the top fuel starts.
Okay, Mickey, thumbs up.
The Big Kahunas. Top Fuel Hydro boats cover 1,000 feet of track at nearly 4 seconds or 300 miles an hour. Announcer Roger Monroe bringing the good news, but also the not so good. Nick's face tells it all.
Dang it!
What happened?
My grandfather lost.
This year's race also celebrating a historical milestone. Can you believe it's 10 years already it's been here?
Been at every one.
That's crazy.
This sponsored by Bud Light.
But one thing won't change. Fans lined up along the shore.
That's what racing's about too.
Popping a top.
Beer and fun.
Chris Wilner, KTXS Sports. We're gonna kick their butt! What does it mean to win?
You know we gotta win this game so we can go.
Is it the score? Or is it grabbing the hand of someone that might not ever say a word either?
Come on, Dreas. Come on, Dreas.
Andreas. He's the one in the middle. He can't speak, but he's a winner.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. We ready, huh?
You see, this story is not just about being number one.
Get loose.
It's about stepping aside and letting someone else have their moment.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about taking all the rules of the game and tossing them in the trash can. Whoa, what kind of play's happening here? He won't go down without a fight.
Take it easy, Major.
But it doesn't matter. He's having the time of his life.
Come on, Nathan, you vulture.
This game teaches you when you give the ball to someone else, might be surprised what they can do with it.
That's it fast.
Look at her run.
That's touchdown, baby. That's touchdown, baby.
I believe that we.
At the end of the night, you've got to believe. But the power of winning is in setting yourself aside and believing in the ones some would overlook.
This is what it's all about.